Welcome guys. So this is a typical set of games and tournament, an easy set. You must have attempted this set in your exam. 6 teams, I'll just name with the initial O, B, L, G, Stars, Yokers, participated in Street Cricket Championship tournament. Every team played against every other team exactly once. So by this point we know how many matches would have been played. 6 teams and every team playing exactly once. It means that total number of matches would have been 6C2, that is 15. And each team would be playing 5 matches with the other team. Now further 2 points were awarded for a win, while no point was awarded for a loss. In case of a tie, the teams were awarded 1 point each. Perfect. At the end of the tournament, the sum of the points of Buccaneers, O and L, was 19. So we have the sum of the points of 3 teams. So if I sum this like this, B plus O plus L equals to 19. And similarly, B, G and L was equal to B plus G plus L equals to 18. Now the table gives the partial information about the results of the matches of the tournament. So we have this table, it gives the information. And what is it like? As per the table, the Gurus won its match against Outback Vipers. So if we are referring to this cell, so Gurus are winning. So every win or loss is taken with respect to the rows. Now if you have solved enough questions or the basic questions of games and tournament, you must be aware of this table. And also we do not need both the side of the diagonals, both the sides of the diagonals. One of the side of the diagonal will do our job. We just need to retrace it to the other side of the diagonal. Let me tell you more clearly. We will not have any matches, so there will be a cross over here, that is for sure. Now this is a draw between Stars and the Gurus. So if I'm using this half of the diagonal, this complete half of the diagonal, and skipping this half because this is not required and it will take a lot of time to match every time, right? So Stars and Gurus draw, Gurus and a straw draw. So I can write it like this and cross this because I don't need it now. Now Yorkers and Gurus, who wins the match? Yorkers win the match, right? So can you put it like this? Gurus and Yorker, and who is winning the match? Yorker is winning the match. Now as everything is traced according to the row, so I'll have to put a loss over here. Hope you are getting this point. So this won would be eliminated or deleted. Similarly, Yorkers and Lords, who is winning? Yorker is winning. Now if we trace it back over here, Lords and Yorkers, who is winning? Yorker is winning. It means that Lord is using, as we are tracing it along the row, so I'll have to put L, that stand for loss over here. So this is also eliminated. Similarly, this Outback Vipers and Gurus, Outback Vipers and Gurus, who is winning? Gurus is winning and Outback Viper is losing. So as we are tracing along the row, we will have to put L over here. Hope you get this point. Now we can eliminate all this cell because that is not required. I'll just use the other half of the diagonal and do my job, right? So very simple. So this will also. So now we have to just concentrate on the other half of the diagonal, and if you count the number of cells, the number of cell would be 15 and total number of matches is 15. Also, as each match is associated with 2 points, because if somebody wins, he gets 2 points, and if there is a draw, each team gets 1 point. So the total number of points in this tournament would be 15 into 2, that is 30. So that is also we can make. Now some further information is there. We just have very few information in short lines. So this set is definitely a short set and it looks very familiar. So in exam it must be attempted. Now the first point says that the total score of exactly 2 teams were even. So we will have 2 teams and they would have even, and all the other 4 teams would have odd scores. Fine. So we cannot use it as of now. Let's keep it. Second point says at least 1 team out of all Stars and Yorkers had an even total score. So at least one of these 2 will have even total score. Fine. Again, we cannot start with this information. Let's see something else. third point says that there was exactly one pair of team that had equal total score, and that pair was Buccaneer and Lords. Fine. So we also have some information regarding the scores of Buccaneers and Lords, and let's suppose their score, a score of Buccaneer is X and Lords is also X, and now we can use this in the information given. Let's try to do that. So what will be this equation? This would be O plus 2X equals to 19, and this makes it to G plus 2X equals to 18. Now if I combine with the statement 1, it says that exactly the total score of exactly two teams were even. And if we look into this equation, if can we take the value of X as even? No, I cannot take the value of X as even, because two teams will have even values, that is B and L, and also G will have even values. So this makes it very clear that X would be odd, right? Fine. So let's write it down that X would be odd. We know that X would be odd. And also the fifth point says that each team lost at least one of the match in the tournament. Okay, fine. Now how to start? Now I have this information that B is also odd and L is also odd, and their values are same. Okay. Now as these B and L are odd, this will be an this 2X would be an even number, of course, and then it makes it that G would be an even number, right? G would be an even number. Now how to start? Let's see for which of these three parameters or the teams we have more information. If we look into G, Gurus, I have 2, and again I have 2 further, so 1 is remaining for Gurus. Okay, fine. Now I know that Guru is even. Let's try to sum the score of Gurus. So loss 0 score, draw 1 score, so 1. Now if I look into this L, this L over here for Gurus will give a score of 2, because this L is for the loss of Outback Vipers, and Gurus are winning it, right? Because everything is calculated according to, or everything is seen according to the row. So Gurus are winning it, so I'll have 2. Similarly, this win for Gurus in this column means loss for Gurus. This win over here means loss for Gurus. Lords are winning, Gurus are in loss, or Gurus are losing the match. So 0 over here. Now to make an even number, the only possible way is to make it draw and give a score of 1, and it also fixes the score of Gurus, that is 4. Now if I know the score of Gurus, I can find the score of O very easily, because if I solve this equation, O minus G equals to 1, value of O is 5, or Outback Vipers is 5. Now as we have seen that value of O or Outback Vipers are 5, let's try to find the score. Won, so Outback Vipers are winning, so 4, and L means 0, total score is 5, so it will have either loss or draw in each of these. So it can be L or D. Now if this is L, this would be D, and if that is D, this would be L. Fine. Now how to go about it? Further we see that we have enough information about lots in this column and lots over here, so just one thing is remaining. Let's try to find it out. Now can we find the value of X? Yes, we can find the value of X. When we found the value of G equals to 4, value of X would be 7, and value of L would also be 7. So we know the total score for lots. Let's try to find the score of lots. Won, so it is for lots, so this would be 4. Fine. Now as this is 4, I'll have to get 3. Now in order to get 3 over here, if this is draw, this would be L. L is loss for Buccaneers but win for Lords, so I'm writing it L. Similarly, if this is L, this would be draw. Now we see that the total score of Buccaneer is, or B is 7. Now if you sum the score of B, or if you look into B, how to find the scores of B? I'll have to look into this cell, I'll have to look into this cell and this cell. If I take the other side, that is D, D and D, so the score would be 3 and I have to go till 7. So I'll have to put W and W. But I cannot go with all the 3 Ds because each team lost at least one match, which is mentioned in point 4. So I cannot go with all these 3 Ds. So it means that we cannot go with D over here. We cannot take D over here. And if I cannot take D, I'll not take L over here. So this would be the situation. And let's try to see what could be done now. Let me erase this even and check back. Now, summing the score of Buccaneer, as this is L, this L is for outbikers because we are seeing everything along the row. So for Buccaneer, it would fetch 2 score. This is loss for Buccaneer, so this is 0. This is draw, so this is 1. And we already have 3, we have to get till 7. So we'll have to put wins and wins. So this will remain same. Fine. Hope this makes sense. Now what is remaining? Remaining is this cell. Can we find the value in this cell? Let's try to do this. We know that one out of these 2 all stars or yokers, at least one out of these 2 would be even. And we know that exactly 2 are even, one of them is G. So only one of them would be even. Only one of them would be even. Let's try to find the scores of yokers. And let's see what is the possibility. If I make it as D over here, if I put draw over here, what would be the score of Yorkers? So win means loss for Yorkers, so 0. So we'll have 2, 2 and 1. Now if I sum this up, this would also be 0. Now if I sum this up, the score of Yorker would be 5, but this cannot be taken because already O is getting a score of 5 and it is clearly mentioned that exactly one pair of team had equal total score. So I cannot put D over here. That makes sense. I cannot put D over here. Fine. So let's try to, if I put L over here, what would be the score of Yorker? So won means 0 as we are seeing along the row. So this is 0. This L for Yorker would mean for win for Yorker. So this would be 2, this would be 2, and again this would be 2. So this would give the score of Yorker as 6. And what would be the score of stars? If I take L or this, we put L and the score of Yorker as 2. So for stars, this is a loss. And okay, the score of stars would be, this is win. So this is a loss for stars. So 0, 0, 0 and 1. So that makes sense. So this is a possibility. Can you put a win over here? Let's try to do that. Can we put a win over here? Can we put a win over here? If I put a win, the score of Yorker will now be 4. And again, we cannot take the score of Yorker as 4 because already G is having that score. So this makes it very clear that I'll have to put L over here. Fine. L over here. Now let's see. Now I think we can answer the question. What was the final score of Lords? We would have answered it in the very beginning. That is 7. Against which team did Buccaneer lose its match? Buccaneer is losing the match against Lords, because if we look into this and seeing with respect to the row, it's losing the match against Lord. Now question number 3, how many matches in the tournament resulted in a draw? So how many draws can we see? 1, 2, 3. Any further draws? No, only 3 draws are possible. So answer is 3. Now question number 4, how many matches did team All Star lose? All Star, how many matches did team All Star lose? So 1 match team All Star will lose. Now it is win for what? Lots, but All Star will lose. So we'll count this. We'll have to count this also. We'll have to count this also. So altogether there are 4 losses for All Star. So that's all. So this was an easy set, not easy but easy to moderate. Definitely, if you have solved a good number of questions on games on tournament, this is definitely an easy set. Hope you have understood it. Thank you.